are live with the January regular school board meeting. If we could, we'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we'll follow that with a moment of silence. Amen. All right, Mr. Martin, we'll turn it over to you, sir.
Well, first of all, happy School Board Appreciation Month. We appreciate everything y'all do, and I know the community does as well. Your gift bag in there are some books in there. I believe our primary, intermediate, and middle school are doing a one book, one school, or one school, one book, however you say it. And those are the books that everyone in the building are going to be reading, so we thought that y'all could see that as well. And we tried to make it where it's like interest-based for you if you got kids involved in that building as well. But thank you for all you do. Your work goes, y'all are public servants, y'all are elected, y'all are one of the few officials that get paid a grand total of $0 for being here. And our kids can't thank you enough for everything that you do.
Well, thank you very much for the gift. It's very thoughtful. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, first item we have is consent agenda and financial reports. Are there any questions or discussion points? Okay. With that, excuse me, I'd like to make the recommendation that we accept the consent agenda, financial report, and approval of board minutes for the December 13th, 2022 meeting be approved as submitted.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
All right, motion by Adam. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jessica. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, up next, we have some action items. First is approval of some custodial positions for starting this school year. Been working with Mr. Ramey, and we see the need. We have increased events, more kids, more traffic going through our buildings, so we would love the opportunity to hire 2 more custodians to help us out in the evenings. Mr. Ramey?
Yep, we're seeing increased usage in our buildings, especially at night. And so we'll clean a facility at 6 o'clock, somebody comes in at 7 or 7:30 behind it, and then we've got to circle back and we need to clean it again for tomorrow. And so to keep our buildings organized, to keep them up to speed and to be prepared for each learning day, we feel like these 2 additional positions in the evening will help us be prepared and continue to maintain facilities at a high level.
And this is within the budget.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is as of January, not next school year.
Correct.
As of right now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
These 2 we'll try to hire and fill as quickly as possible so that we can get them to work.
Okay. So is that your recommendation?
Yes, ma'am, to approve 2 custodial positions to begin January, to begin now.
Okay. So we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by John. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, second by Sarah. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Up next are positions for next school year. We are growing. We have some grade level fluctuations within our buildings. A perfect example is 6th grade is our largest grade level. Right now they run anywhere between 220 and 230 kids, depending on the day, and everything, and they're going into the junior high. And so with that, we would be asking for a math and science position at the junior high and a social studies literacy position at the junior high to help with that growth. Also, 1 core teacher at our high school, and after we get through CAP conferencing and scheduling to determine where that core teacher is needed. Does that make sense? So that we're hiring based on the need of the students. And the top 2 are a visual and performing arts teacher, 1 visual performing arts teacher and one visual arts teacher, and 1 performing arts teacher. They will be based at the intermediate school, but that will not be their entire schedule of their day. They will also be helping with the junior high and high school, with band, choir, and that, so that we can continue to grow those programs. well.
Is this for 23, 24?
Yes, sir, this is for 23, 24, and I was gonna tell you, I got a typo right there. I can't help myself when I'm
Good.
going through and,
Just flip the calendars.
yeah, I've had to go back and redo everything that I've signed on checks and everything. I put 1/6/22 starting out. Now, yeah, I won't do that again, but yes, sir, the NEC B and C are for 23 and 24.
So presently, we share a visual arts teacher and a performing art teacher between the intermediate and middle school. And we are finding with our auxiliary rotations and the growth in those classes,
Right.
we're not able to serve. It's very, very tight. So we really need to split that off. And so that does give us some flexibility to support those junior high classes and the high school electives. Art is, every year we're having students that there's, first request have to pause and maybe take it when they get a little, like say they wanted a 10th grader, we can't fit them in. We say you need to wait till your junior year just because we have so much request and not enough teaching spots. So this will allow us to supplement some of that with 9th and 10th graders as well. So it's going to fit more. I know they will be primarily housed at the intermediate school, but this will allow for flexibility and rotations at the intermediate school, at the middle school, and then also be able to serve 1 or 2 spots at the junior high and high school depending on the need after course selection. So really, while it says just the intermediate school, it's multifaceted. So the person, the middle school will take the person that we have now.
How many positions do we currently have open for teaching overall, out of all schools? Are there any open positions at
As
all?
of right now.
Yes, we have a healthcare professions teacher at the high school that is open now. We have a advertising and graphic design teacher at the high school that's advertised as listed, but we have recommendation for that this evening. That will then change, if approved, an opportunity for a virtual position to be hired in a 3rd grade math position that are presently. We also have a middle level social studies position at the middle school, but we're making a recommendation for hire for that tonight as well. So after this evening, we would have the medical professions, virtual, and the position at the intermediate school for math.
So overall, out of all the schools, we have 3 positions that are currently open, and then we're wanting to add in these 5 positions.
For next school year.
For next school year.
Right. So we will most likely try to post for those in February, and we begin going to recruiting fairs and staffing fairs. We're going to go to UAPB, we're going to Missouri Southern, we're going to UAFS. All those are coming out now. They're held pretty much in February and March. So Ms. Tabor and myself hit those pretty hard. So it's nice to have these positions open when we start at those recruiting fairs now.
Well, it's not just the positions, it's the factoring in pay. So if, let's say we come back
Right.
into these other 3 teachers that we requested
Right.
originally and we're needing them. Are we gonna make sure that we're gonna have accurate and adequate funding for these
So,
other ones?
but
Oh, you want me to answer that?
That's fine.
Oh, right now, we are funded on 2,333 students for the 22-23 school year. Right now, our enrollment is at 2457, 2460, somewhere in there. So that is a growth of about 130, 140 students. We will be able to fund these financially. If we could not fund them financially, they would not be presented to you.
Just wanna make sure.
Absolutely.
And the positions that are vacant now, the people that open positions are because people have moved or other things like that. And so those positions, salaries stop, and then you pick up the rest of it for the remainder of the year. So even though we're hiring
Right.
open positions presently, they're already budgeted for the 22-23
Right.
school year.
Right.
And then with the growth that we're experiencing in town, we're also giving us some leeway to add mainstream teachers as we need them next school year,
Well,
correct?
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
We are trying to, usually we ask for next year's staff at February or March's board meeting.
good, okay.
We're wanting to be as aggressive as possible, and the reason why is the job, the applicant market, where we're at, the teacher pipeline, and it gives us as much opportunity as possible to find the best quality person that we can.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily a complete list, this is what we've noticed now, and you're going to
Yes, ma'am.
continue to work with
I'm
the
already
principals
working
and,
for the list
perfect,
for February.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
all right.
With any other questions? With that, I'd like to make the recommendation that we approve the new faculty and staff positions for the 23-24 school year as presented.
All right, so we have a recommendation, do we have a motion?
No motion.
Adam with the motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Yeah, all of a second, apparently.
Okay,
who do you want to put down?
We'll put Jessica.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay?
All right, up next on the agenda is our school choice resolution, again for the typo for the 23-24 school year. This is already in policy. 4.5F is already there. I felt that it was important to go ahead and get that updated and put into place for the 23-24 school year. With the growth that we are having in town, the amount of housing that's coming in, school choice, we're going to have to go over that more carefully over the next few years, and this will allow us to this will set forth the policy that we're going to do. Have y'all had the opportunity to read through it and everything? It is basically, applications before May 1, what you'll get, what's it called? Oh, my mind just went blank on me. You will be accepted but not guaranteed through that application process. We will have a board meeting in June and go through our numbers and make sure that we are not exceeding capacity to make sure that we can bring kids in on the numbers that we can.
So you'll get a provisional acceptance.
Yes, ma'am, provisional, thank you. My
You're
mind went
welcome.
blank on me. And it allows us to also have that if we will not bring school choice kids in, if it requires us to hire additional positions within our district. And I want you to realize, well, if you go over 3 kids with school choice to hire a new position, that's about $25,000 that brings in funding. Well, that teacher will cost at least $75,000 with benefits and everything. And then sometimes when you get an older student, it can multiply out into core subjects and everything. So we're not saying that we are not taking school choice, but we're going to make sure that we are within our capacity benchmarks to make sure that we're doing what's right for the kids that currently go here.
And this falls within Arkansas state law?
Oh, yes, ma'am. This is straight from Arkansas School Board Association.
Okay.
Straight from Arkansas Code.
Okay.
We're just doing the resolution to make it official.
Yeah, and on here it says by July 1st. That's
Yes,
kind of the cutoff where
Yes,
we can
ma'am.
notify people if we
You have
have
to have your application in by May 1, and we will notify you by
July
July
1st, so
1.
you can decide
Yes,
for
ma'am.
your
So
kids.
you will know.
Okay.
Any questions?
Do we have that you have to have your application in by May 1 anywhere on here?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
on that very first dot, or bullet point, under the second bullet point.
Yeah, it says applications will be accepted at that.
Okay, there it is, May 1st. Okay,
Received or marked before May 1.
all right. I missed it. I guess my thumb was over
And
May
we-
1st. Sorry,
and
guys.
We timestamp them so that we take them in the order that they're received within the district and create a list.
Okay.
Ms. Rose does that, so every student in X grade, it's the first one to apply, the second one to apply, the third one to apply.
But if the first one applies, has siblings, do their
That comes
siblings?
into play as well.
Okay, all right.
And let's say we go over the amount. Let's say we've got 12 kids that applied and 3 of them have siblings. How will this go into effect when we go to determine which kids that we can accept?
That's when you timestamp them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the first kid that shows up.
And they have, let's say they have 4 siblings, all 4 of the siblings count. Okay, all right.
Because they're all in one form.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they're timestamped on that same form. Yeah, and, when we get into that with siblings, let's say a family applies, and we have their first and third grade, we have 2 spots available in first grade after we look through everything, and we have 4 available in third grade, and they were number 3 in second grade. They were number 2. They met in one grade, and they did not in the other. One kid would get accepted, and the other one would not.
And that would
that's
just be up to the parent to decide.
Yes, ma'am, and then that's the parent's choice. I don't know if I explained that correctly.
I got you.
Okay.
So you've got only a few openings for first and second grade. Second, third, and fourth may not have as many openings, or may not have any openings. If you don't have any openings, we can accept the first grader, but we cannot accept the third
Correct.
and fourth
And
grader.
it's gonna look skewed too from K-6 to 7-12, because you have more flexibility in 7-12 for requirements and teacher and caseload size. So you might look like, oh, we can take in all these high school kids, but we can't take in the youngers, and that would be absolutely what will happen most likely to us, I would imagine.
Yeah, and we have a neighboring school district that is going through the same problems that we have, and they're experiencing that where they are able to take in more secondary students than they are elementary students, so.
I have one more question. So people that are legitimately moving into our district and maybe are building a house here currently,
That's completely different.
is there a deadline though to track the numbers of what that looks like in
What we
comparison?
require with someone who is building a home here is we allow them to use their contract as their proof of residency. So they would not be school choice. As long as
Right.
they have a legitimate contract with the builder and they have, with a construction loan, or some people are fortunate enough not to have a construction loan, but they have a contract and we can prove that we will let them go ahead and use that because that would not be school choice. They're going to be
Right.
residing this
I
year.
just didn't know if there was a deadline of like July 1st that you have to, it doesn't apply at all that
No,
way. Okay.
Today, honestly, we would take someone right now for the remainder of the year if they brought us.
Gotcha. I guess my question related to school choice was like tracking, like let's say a family with 4 kids on August 10th decided to register, but we were at capacity with school choice, just kind of thinking that through.
If you reside in district, no matter what decision was made on school choice, you're enrolled in school. at
Yeah,
your school district.
yeah, but it could push the numbers is what I
But when
was,
we go over based off of standards, then we do have to hire, without question.
gotcha.
And then we would hire.
Okay, just for clarification, because it kind of crosses over, so.
And this is a sensitive subject.
Yeah, and it's where we are in the district with growth, so, okay.
Any other questions? With that, I would like to make the recommendation that we pass the school choice resolution for the 23-24 school year as presented.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion? I'll make a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by John. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay?
Excuse me. Up next, we have our student services report, Mr. Ramey.
Because, December was a shorter month as far as, number of student contact days, our report's a little shorter tonight, but food service has an ending balance for the month of November, $498,366.66. And so even, just being in school a short amount of time in December, our balance increased from our October report, which is good. Over the break, we did have a couple of inspections, state inspections that are required. We had all of our vent hoods in our kitchens inspected for fire suppression. Marmot came out and did those, noted any defects or concerns, and we have made those changes over the break, and we're up and running there. And then we had our fire marshal, Mr. Powell, come out. We walked buildings. He noted anything that was of concern to him. Very, very minor stuff. We had a couple, I think, exit signs that needed new batteries. So if the power went out, they would light up. I think we had 2 of them across the district. And so we've changed those out, and we're up and running. And so we were able to get that stuff done. We do, in transportation, we do have a couple of things coming up. Number one, both of them are tomorrow, actually. Number one, we did the state inspection, physically inspecting our buses back in November. And so the next piece of our state inspections for transportation is they come on site and look at all of our driver's credentials. And do they have they had their physical in the last 2 years? Have they been drug tested? Are they on our random screenings? Do we have current CDL license for them, and all of those things? And so we've got all our paperwork ready, and we're ready for them to come on site tomorrow and go through that side of it. And so hopefully there won't be any issues there. We don't anticipate any. The other thing that we have is our third bus that we ordered almost, 20 months ago?
Yes.
22 months ago, something like that. It was October the previous year. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. We're holding our breath. But hopefully at 9 o'clock we'll have our final bus that we ordered a long time ago on site. And so we're excited to have it added to our fleet. It's taken a little while to get here. We'll still have to add, some cameras and some radios and things to it, that at least we'll have the bus on site. So I know our transportation department, they're kind of all smiles. They've got a new bus coming. Big news for us over the winter break was water pipes, wasn't it?
Yes, it was eventful.
We thought we were going to have a little downtime over the break, and we did not. We were up here quite a bit. Christmas Eve, Christmas night, the day after Christmas, and every day in between. It seemed like. But we had some water leaks across the district with those extremely cold temperatures. And I think our first one was at the junior high. And while we were cleaning up the junior high, we had one at the primary. And so we got those two taken care of on December 23rd. And then the 24th, we were doing some more cleanup. And we had one at the high school that we noticed. And so we went over there and dealt with it. And then we had one at the storage room. We had one on Christmas night in the intermediate gym. And so we had taken preventative measures ahead of time. We cranked up the heat in all buildings. Usually in the evenings, we lower our heat to save money and all that. Well, we didn't do that over the winter break because we knew the temperatures were going to be bad. So we had the heat up in all of the buildings. We had it off what we call an occupied mode. We had removed ceiling tiles so the heat could get up into the ceiling because we have some water pipes that run through the ceiling in some of our buildings. We had done all open cabinet doors, left water running, doing all of the things. But we just had some areas that with the temperatures we just couldn't help. And so,
Do you think it's sections that weren't, where heat wasn't really getting to it too much? Or were these smaller areas?
different, the hallway at the junior high, the main hallway, right outside the principal's kind of office area.
Yeah.
In the high school arena, it was actually in our riser room. We have a heater in there. It just couldn't keep up with the cold temperatures, and it's on the north wall. And so we've got plans now. You don't know till you know. And so we didn't know that the heater couldn't keep up with the temperatures that cold. We do now. And so we'll work there. We had a storage room within a classroom at the primary. The classroom has heat. The storage room doesn't. The door was closed. And so the sprinkler had busted there. And so just some things like that we learned. And so we'll be able to be prepared more as we go. We had a team of, it seemed like 10 or 12,
Yeah.
just about every time we had an issue, and they were on site immediately, and we went to cleaning up and fixing. And so we're working with the teachers and staff currently on replacing items that you have to make a quick decision. Can we salvage that, or do you have to just throw it away? And so we made those decisions. We've already been in contact with staff about reordering and replacing anything that was damaged. And so we've created some lists, and we're working on that. And then we'll get it done. We've had insurance already on site, and so they've done their walkthrough, taken their pictures, and done their stuff. So we've got the process started to be much quicker than what we experienced with the quad and all that, so that we can move forward. But it was not as fun and restful as a break as we hoped.
Sure, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate having, Mr. James, Shane, Steve, Troy, Tina Shirley was up here, Belinda Brewer, just up here.
Amanda.
Yes, Amanda. Kevin was up here with me. An 8 p.m. Christmas night call, come up here.
Please pass our appreciation along.
Yeah.
And that's,
I mean, that's,
I felt awful, but I can't tell you how much, the damage was minimal because of the work and the effort that those ladies and gentlemen put in. And without them, we would have had a lot more damage. So
Absolutely.
we are truly appreciative of them.
absolutely, as are we. So
Yes.
Please pass that along.
And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry.
All right.
Can I
I
ask?
didn't mind.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
How are we doing on the bus driver hiring? Is that, because it seems like things are better. I didn't know if there was any update.
Well, we've worked at it, and we've been able to hire some. We've had some coaches fill in when we've had subs now that, like football's not in season.
Mhm.
We've got 4 of our football coaches that can drive, so, well, off-season is really important to them, but we've been able to steal one here or there. So if we've had somebody out, we've been able to. But we're still trying to bring someone. We've got a couple that we'd like to hire to alleviate some stress from us. But we are doing much better as far as, we haven't had to send out any emails or texts saying
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
late. And so, and then, part of it, our drivers show up to work every day. And we haven't had sickness, we haven't had what we call life events, that have taken some away. And so, we're hanging in there. right now.
Okay, good. I just wanted, I noticed, because, I have 4 children, so I was getting lots of emails for a while, and I haven't seen any, so it seemed like it was better, so, okay.
Up next are board hours. Every year in January, we're required to report on board hours. That you have that list in front of you. New members are required to get, returning members are required to get 6 hours each year. New members are required to get 9 within the first 2. And so everybody's well within compliance. We do have Ms. Cobb on here, who has been recognized as let me get this right, sorry. The certificate of boardsmanship, where she has completed 25 hours since 2018. And those hours have to be in New School Board Institute, ASBA, the regional meeting, 2 hours of anything in the following for finance, governance, legal student achievement, and then 8 hours of additional ASBA electives. And we have Mr. Dye, who is right there behind her with 21. So again, that's another thing on the school board appreciation. They don't realize that it's more than just the meetings, it's also all the training that we do. So thank you for doing that. And if you're interested, if you achieve 500 hours of training, you receive the President's Award. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah. Is there even that many offered? I don't know.
I think that's over a lot.
Okay, a lot of time, I was gonna say.
Within
Got a lot of work.
within 30 years.
Okay, well,
Within 30 years, so Adam, you can still do that.
Is there something below president?
vice president.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna be around in 30 years, I'm kind of old.
Okay.
Yeah, did you say like 250 hours to get the vice president's award?
The Platinum Award is 400 hours, the Pinnacle Award is 200 hours, and a Master Board Member is 50 hours.
Oh, I could probably get that one. Yes, that one might be doable.
Yeah.
500's that's a big number.
lot. That means like you've got to be on the board by 21. Good night.
Other
All
than
right.
that, that's all I have for this, but I would request that we go into executive session.
Absolutely. So it is 6:28 and we will go into executive session now.